That gave me flashbacks because my parents got me when I was like 5 with just a bowl of sugar. Hiding behind the couch, just fucking engulfing it.
Just a bowl of sugar.
Just an absolute white trash asshole.
Goblin.
Yeah, full goblin. Yeah, dude, that's some shit that like. What's
I don't even think a raccoon would do that.
What was that? That little troll or goblin or whatever that was like, if you can figure out my name, then I'll give you your baby back. Rumpelstiltskin. Some Rumpelstiltskin shit.
That's how we got where we are. Because at first someone was just like, they had beans, right?
And Mara, where are we?
Where are we? What?
I was trying to do an intro.
Oh, where are we? We're in the what is it called?
Chris and.
Oh, the Chris and.
You've been on it before.
No, but I know, but it's like, it's not Duck Duck Grey, dude.
It's true. I was just thinking yesterday, I've recorded. So I've recorded 91 episodes of the original, 48 of the Not So Anonymous, and then we recorded 87.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't math, but
87 dudes. Right in the comments.
Yeah,
below.
right in the comments below. Hundreds. I've recorded hundreds of episodes.
And you gotta think how many hours that is too.
Oh my God.
And then editing hours.
Not a single one has ever been less than an hour, except for that random one that we did.
I know what you're talking
on
about,
purpose.
yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, my good friend Mara Bruska is here. This is a continuation of the comedy hour, the glitter and the thing.
It's a lot of pressure to be funny now.
You don't really have to be very funny.
Well, we could have labeled it after afterwards. We'd be like, oh, we could categorize it.
See where it goes.
Yeah.
Because that kind of happened actually with the first comedy one that I recorded.
I saw that, but I didn't. I should have listened to it. God, I've been listening to the stuff that's
What are you listening
only
to?
toxic to my brain. I gotta mix it up with things.
Like, are you listening
nice.
to how horrible Republicans are? Like shit like that?
No, because that's too easy. I already know. Like, everything they say is gonna be dog shit.
Right.
They're just a big fat.
Crowder.
Big fat liberal. No, not Crowder's a right wing lunatic.
Wait, you're listening to liberals?
Yeah, some liberals. Yeah, which are, they're like conservatives that aren't, off the deep end, I guess.
I've been watching a shit ton of like, there's a low-level FBI agent who now is going to save the president. Like, shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And all of them have a pretty similar, like, concept, which kind of freaks me out, which is that there's people in the government that secretly want to be communist.
Yeah.
And they feel the only way to accomplish a true communist goal is to stage a terrorist attack.
What would that do?
I know.
Then we would just bomb whoever we blamed it on.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It is interesting. But at the same time, then I look back in history and I'm like, man, we have fucked with a lot of communist countries and they're technically allies.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to figure, like, somebody spends enough time in those countries and they're like, God damn, controlling the population would be way easier if we were like a dictator communist country.
We hate commies here in the United States.
That's right, we do. You know who really hated commies?
The Red Scare guy. What was that guy's name? McCarthy.
Yeah. You're right. But no, a more famous one who truly hated communists.
Joe Rogan.
Ooh, does he hate communism?
It depends on the episode. If someone's on that's like, communism's great, he's like, oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. That is true. And then, like, the next one, he's like, yeah, Ron DeSantis is getting things done in Florida.
Oh, my God.
And it's like, what is your memory like?
What do you stand for, my guy?
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
So, no, the stuff I listen to is like, a good example would be like, the person themselves is
John Wayne, by the way.
Is very like pro trans rights, like,
okay.
Yeah, piss where you want or whatever. But they disagree with playing sports and stuff.
Oh my God.
So it's that kind of person. Like,
so
I gotta get mad at that.
So funny. I almost got tricked into thinking that that was a valid point like 4 or 5 years ago.
Well, it's understandable, yeah. Your first reaction to it is like, that. Wait, hold on.
Because you think that like there's going to be a wave of people who are like, I love sports so much, I'm going to transition.
Yeah. And
Like-
you know what? We should let that happen
Yeah.
because that would be funny.
Super funny.
Like, ultimately, in the end, like, when you let it pan out, like, what are we losing? And it's nothing. It's just someone, like, hits a shuttlecock. With a cock?
Dude,
without a cock.
I was going to say, that would be the funny thing is like, okay, so there's a group of guys who are like, all right, we're going to go into the WNBA and just fucking crush it. And
Mhm.
one of them's like, you know what? I'm going full. And they're like, what do you mean full? I'm cutting my dick off. And they're like, wait, but what if we want to go back? Never go back. Burn all boats.
Yeah. I'm committed to this. It's like, well, welcome aboard.
And then 20 years later, they're like, I miss my dick.
Yeah.
It's like, that's on you, man.
Well, we can get you something. We
I mean, yeah.
We had a couple options. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, that whole concept is so like this has been driving me nuts lately is 2 steps. Everyone is 2 steps away from being a rational human being, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the sports thing, right? Okay, so somebody says, "Oh, we don't want fucking dudes dressing up like ladies." I'm like, okay, what does it take to qualify as a trans person? Well, they could just say it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What are those sports' current demands for that being allowed?
Well, the Steelman argument would be like, the goal on our side is to get rid of those hurdles. So if we get rid of the hurdles,
Okay.
that's what they're worried about. You know, because that
What
I
a
mean,
concern freedom is, huh?
well, I mean, but I like to let's stay on target here.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's fine. With the person that you're talking to,
Yes.
what are we talking about? Throwing a ball
Yes.
at a thing. Like, it's not that serious.
That's right. That would be the better 2-part question. What's the qualification? What's the occupation?
See, ultimately, what we come down to is that the problem is money, being able to make money at it. And it all
Right.
just comes down to capitalism.
Right
So,
back to communism. Woo!
that's how you get there. When you realize that it comes down, the only problem we're having is that it comes down to you're able to make money off of it.
Yeah.
Think about like the culture with sports. No one, like almost nobody plays them other than like freaks.
Yeah.
When I say freaks, I mean like genetic outliers,
Yes.
right? That's who's playing sports. If anything, it should be everyone that plays sports because it's healthy.
Okay.
So instead of just like watching someone play basketball, you should play basketball,
Yes.
right? So we really shouldn't even have like professional sports. We should just have community sports. And if you have community sports, there's no stakes. You just have fun and then you get exercise.
And then it could be up to the county if they're like, okay, like if we're going to sponsor a game
Mm-hmm.
so that people can have work off or whatever the fuck. Like a volunteer firefighter.
Mm-hmm.
Like if people really think sports are that important, fine. Put your money towards it in your own community. I like it.
Because it's so busted. It's just like someone's born like 8 feet tall, or well, they're not born 8 feet tall. That would be a chore. But you know, like they're born with that genetic makeup
Yeah.
to be 8 feet tall.
Uh-huh.
And then someone throws them the rock, and then that's their life now. Here's $1 million jillion for that. Why?
It is. It's bonkers. It's so funny. Like people make fun of like actors and singers and stuff like that, being like, "Oh my god, your life is so hard." It's like they're the same. They're equally as silly, right?
Yeah.
Someone's playing pretend. Someone's playing ball.
Mm-hmm.
That's what 3-year-olds do.
Right. It's a game, literal game.
They're both playing different types of games.
I'm not saying they're bad.
No.
I think more people should do them
100%.
just with their friends. You know, you'd have so many local legends then. Like if you went on a trip to another state, they'd be like, you got to see like Carl, man. Like,
oh my God.
that dude's got, I don't know what.
That's actually kind of exciting.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you'd have, I don't know, you'd have more local culture, I guess, which is, could be fun. I don't know.
The concept, like, okay, so let's say, we have all these football teams, right? And they're based on states, which, what is it, like 3% of players are actually from the state that they, of the team that they're on?
Yeah, they're just, yeah.
It would be fantastic if it was, you had to be a resident prior.
Sure. It'd be so funny to have like a whole team that had to be residents from Minnesota, like their whole life or whatever.
Yeah.
They all have that stupid accent.
Oh, it would be fucking great. Dude, people from Massachusetts?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
That'd be the funniest team ever. Yeah, that'd be great.
Say chowder.
Oh, recently they, back to trans people, like they made a law in like Kansas about it, like some creepy law where they want to check out genitals or whatever, like inspections.
Aren't they doing something like that in Florida too?
Probably.
I think it literally like just passed.
I think it was Kansas.
Was it
That
Kansas?
was in the news. And literally right now, it affects like 4 people. 4.
What are we doing?
And they're about to graduate, so it's about to be 1.
Oh, that's funny.
Can you imagine having a law written about you? You're like, because you want to play like badminton with your friends? That's insane. And then but it opens up a door to be like, you're too good at the sport. We want to look at your junk.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
Yeah.
Look, Miranda, you're doing great. A little too great. So I hate to do this, but I have to see if you have a penis or not.
Yeah.
So we're going to give you a drug test. Can you do it standing?
Well, hold on. There's some people that are talented in that way.
That would be the
if you
funny
have a
part.
steady stream, if you don't got a lot in the way,
Yeah.
lips wise,
But that
labia.
that person being pro-trans, but like also insanely good at whatever sport, and being like, you know what, I can piss standing up, and just watching them thunder piss everywhere.
Yeah. Just all over their hands.
Like that lady who pissed on the dude on stage. Did you ever see that footage?
Yeah.
Oh, so great.
Did I see it? It's like, I have a folder.
I didn't know that person's a rapper, I guess.
I forgot who it was, but yeah.
I thought for sure that it was like some indie band. I never looked into who the band actually was. And then find out it's a rapper, and it's like, oh.
I did know for a minute, and I just forgot because it's not like, it's not my lane.
So great.
The rapping's not my lane.
Right.
The pissing.
Pissing?
Totally.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So fucking funny. Because she pushed hard.
Yeah.
Like she was a little shy, took a second, and then she was like, you know what?
Once it gets going, yeah.
It's like that scene in
just a torrent.
That could have been used back in those like D-list like monster movies in Japan when there's a flood. They could have used her.
Yeah.
That amount of pressure is the exact amount of pressure needed.
Would you get on stage and get peed on?
Yeah,
me too. I was gonna say like
Yes.
it's not. I'm joking about being into it because whatever, because I'm not. But I would do that because I don't know. I have something to say about it, in the future. Like I got pissed on stage once by the person performing.
Fucking great. That's our new cat,
What's he
Loki.
looking at?
I don't know
He's
because
just
he's only got the
looking
one
up.
eye. I'll put up a photo of Loki right here, but
I love
that little fucker.
I love Loki.
So fucking funny. Monotone meow. And yeah, so when you go to pet him, he'll like kind of jump at first because he's like, oh, you snuck up on me because he got me from my bad side. I'm still into it.
Does he do the cat activation noise?
What's the cat activation noise?
I know a lot of cats that do it. Like if they don't expect you to touch, like you just if they're like looking up, they're doing loaf. They're in the loaf stance.
Yep.
And you just touch them, they go.
Oh.
And they'll look back at you.
No, his is like a.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. It's got to be unique.
So yes, he does have one.
It's an activation noise.
But
yeah.
it's like a a defeated sound.
Yeah.
It's the only way I know how
you
to
got
describe
me.
it.
You fucking got me, you prick.
Yeah, where he's like, uh-oh. But only for a second, because then he'll rub his fucking teeth. He has teeth that do not go into his mouth. And apparently,
I wonder why that is.
I think, I haven't opened his mouth yet, but those are some of the few teeth that he has, are the ones that are exposed all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so if he ever loses one.
Shit.
Now, Mara, I'm so happy that we had all of those conversations, right? Cats, trans, Joe Rogan.
Piss.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, I apologize, listeners, but this is a comedy episode. So if you're not into this shit, you can skip it. That's fine. I think I'm into it, but I haven't gotten to try it yet.
No?
Kim and I joke about it all the time,
Okay.
but it's never happened.
How you gonna like segue into it?
I got to get in the tub.
Yeah, in the tub.
I got to get in the tub.
You don't want to just lay out a tarp or I don't know how, I just
the
really
whole
don't know how
squirting
people
thing?
do it. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on squirting?
Incredible.
Right?
One of the best things.
Love it.
Yeah.
So with that line of thought, because not everybody can do that.
Right.
So the alternative being, get some piss in there.
Mm-hmm.
So my line of thought is like, I don't really care because 75% of it is like piss anyways.
Well, I mean, okay. Yeah, well, I'm glad you brought that up because people get so grossed out by urine, but like the lubrication part,
yeah,
that's technically a mucus.
Yeah.
Like, and you're just down there with your face, which you should be.
Just so funny.
Lapping it up.
People see like the whole, like, they spread their fingers and then there's a little bit like the bubble.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, that's boogers. How do you think that happens?
Yeah, just get over it.
Yeah, if you're cool
bodily
with that.
Fluids or bodily fluids.
Fluids is fluids. Although blood, I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not one of those people who's like, be a man and do it while they're on their period. I couldn't.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Couldn't do it.
I thought you were talking about like vampirism.
Vampirism, I'm not down with. Have you heard of like the blood transfusion thing?
No. That's all.
That's a kink, and that scares me.
That does sound scary.
Ugh.
But I've always had a issue with blood, so it did try to kill me a couple times.
But anyways,
I haven't gotten over it.
So piss is one of those things where I think I am into it, but I haven't tried it yet.
Gotcha.
Because all signs point to yes.
Yeah.
It just hasn't gone down.
I hope there's a positive experience in your future. Because it would be weird for it to go through with it and be like, not into it. And you're just like toweling off.
Like it starts.
Maybe not.
Because it starts. It's pretty hard to stop.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was like, like doing the whole
gurgling, getting waterboarded,
trying to put my hands in the way, but the spray is still it would be hilarious.
I don't think you'd do that. I think you would respectfully take it. And just
I think I would too.
Okay.
Now,
passing.
I'm trying to figure out because I texted you, I don't know, a few weeks ago, talking about like how there's only so many legitimate comics that have like made me laugh, cry, right? And then I thought about in Minnesota, I think you're the only one who's ever made me laugh, cry.
That's impressive.
So
it's going on my resume.
Is it laugh, cry, or cry, laugh?
I think it's cry, laugh.
Cry, laugh.
I don't know. Check the emoji.
When you were growing up, like were your family members funny at all?
I feel like I think they thought of me as like the funny one. I know they always called me a smart ass.
It's a good sign.
Yeah. Maybe my dad a little bit. I think's in there.
Because the dry and sarcasm that you're able to pull off is like next level. So like, it's funny for me to think of you as a kid.
Yeah.
And like going through life trying to pull that off and just nobody getting it for years.
Okay.
So like, it's either that you just grew up being like dry and sarcastic and people are like, what the fuck? Or you like watch something and you're like, that's it. That's the thing.
Right.
I need to do that forever.
No, it just kind of, I don't know. That's a really good question.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because I do remember people thinking I was funny. I was really happy about it. I was like, I like that, being funny. One of my favorite things was when I was a kid, my friend Joe, I would always make him laugh. Like, I can get him to cry laugh.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I always enjoyed that.
I mean, like comedy-wise, what did you watch growing up?
Comedy-wise, The Simpsons was huge.
Okay.
That's a huge base on my humor. Stuff I remember watching and I thought was killer was like Norm Macdonald
Oh my God.
was huge.
Friends?
No, I hate it. I didn't like Friends. I don't know why. I was in that. Yeah, I was in that age
I
thing.
mean,
I guess maybe not.
because
Teenager.
there was this transfer from Seinfeld to Friends,
I like Seinfeld.
but they were so different. Like it was like supposed to be like the hip version of Seinfeld,
Mm-hmm.
because the complaint with Seinfeld was too Jewy.
Okay.
A lot of curly hair, a lot of Jew. We could take a little Jew.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
take a little chew.
So they were like, Schwimmer, come in here.
He's up. He's up on it. No, I actually like Jerry Seinfeld too. I was a fan.
And the idea, like when you watch Seinfeld, like at least with Jerry for sure, is it is a show, but it's also him just going, how stupid are people,
Mm-hmm.
and how can I like somehow show people how dumb they are, because you would see it in his eyes sometimes where he's like, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah. There's definitely like you get a glimpse into he's doing like real emoting
Yes.
on the show,
Which is similar to the way that like I've seen you talk about certain subjects.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so we used to do this tier list thing on Dude Absolutely, and the one that comes to mind is the whole, I can't remember if it was like an employee or a job tier list. Employee tier. So it
ended up being like I kept mentioning my like things that were my job, like
Yes.
customer service or whatever.
Yeah. The way that you set that up, obviously it was like a big setup for the one thing, but if you want to see what we're talking about, I think it's the best of, which I loved season 2 of Dude Absolutely so much that I made 3 best of.
Yeah, that was
videos.
incredible.
Because it's so hard to get people to find the funny of the things that, even though we don't laugh at it, the fact that it happened was so fucking funny to me.
Sure.
Like, I miss it in the moment, but then I'd be editing and be like, this is fucking great. If people don't appreciate it, I'm going to be pissed.
Oh, now it's going to kill me. Uncomfortable.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Something like that.
Because the thing before the dilator was a photo of the dudes from Clerks.
Yeah.
So it had something job related.
Yeah.
Anyways,
yeah,
I'm getting super vague with it. But
fine.
at any rate, so the concept though is sometimes I'll watch you talk about a thing and kind of look around like, you guys get it, right? You understand how infuriating this thing that I'm like kind of half-heartedly or sarcastically making a joke truly infuriates me.
Right.
That's the same thing that I saw see when I watch old Seinfeld stuff, is he goes, I fucking hope whoever's watching this, somebody gets how fucking stupid this thing is that we're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you won't let on. Same way that like Seinfeld isn't blatantly doing the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I won't know how you truly feel about whatever the fuck we were talking about until like days later. Because I'll be like, did you really? And you're like, no, I fucking hate that thing.
Right.
Or it's fucking stupid or whatever. Like, so your commitment to that thing can go on for years.
Yeah.
Like the the 2019 film Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems, yeah. Wherein Adam Sandler's character dies via gunshot wound.
I was just about to say, how'd he die again?
It's going to be on my headstone.
Oh my God. I would fucking love that. Were there things, I mean, because it's so hard to figure out how to ask this. Did anyone catch on to the thing that I'm describing? Wherein, like, you go, oh, Mara hates the thing that she's talking about, but she's doing it in a way that it seems like when somebody makes like a passive joke about something, and so you're like, oh, they're just goofing. But really, deep down inside, there's like, oh, no. I mean, yes, I make a funny joke, but also this enrages me.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. That might have been later.
Yeah?
That might have been when I was a little bit older.
Because it's super funny. Like, the thing that comes to mind is when we worked in electronics together, and somebody wanted a thing. You said we don't have it. And they were like, well, can you look in the back? And you're like, oh, yeah, absolutely. And you brought me with you. We get past the swinging doors, and you just stopped.
Yeah.
And I go, where? And you're like, no. We stand here for 2 minutes. Say that we looked for it, because it's not here. They don't know that, but it is not here.
We don't have it. Swear on my life, we don't have it.
And then we just walk back out, and then yeah, that person has no idea, and you're just like, sorry, we don't have it. It's not there.
Yeah, looked all over the place. But if there's a chance, I look.
Well, yeah.
All right, but if there's no chance, like, sorry, bud. No Xbox 360s. I would have saw that shit.
But yeah, that whole, like, I don't know. It feels like when you get to a certain level of like friendship with you, you get to see the way that you navigate life is so much funnier than a lot of other people.
Okay.
Like, I'm the type of guy where, like, I bend over backwards too fucking much. I look way too far into things, ask too many questions when I could have just been done with the conversation in like 2 minutes. So you're capable of taking like that rage and going, you know what? It'd be kind of funny if I just pretend.
Yeah.
And then later, you're like sitting playing video games and be like, I can't believe that stupid fucking bitch. Like, I don't. But it's all to yourself. So like this secret bubble of how fucking funny you can be. But also, as soon as you came on the podcast, like, it just came pouring out, and you just had. I mean, honestly, like, I think we had like a boring episode. Other than that, sometimes you would get in your head and like feel like because I would talk you up so much.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. Yeah,
but like 9 times out of 9.
9 out of 9. Ah, yes. The old 9
the
out
old
of 9.
9 out of 9. I really just wanted to be able to take time to like figure out where your funny came from. And yeah, those influences. And then, yeah, the way that your family responded to that shit.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it takes a special person to appreciate it.
So it gets more complicated as my life goes forward. Because there's more and more like associations that don't really make sense to anyone else.
What that brain do?
That's exactly right. Yeah. 'Cause I'll say something and I'm like, they don't know what that is. But I don't really worry about it.
The more that I watch stuff, Alex and I would say something, and you would go, you were what, like 3 years old when that happened?
Yeah.
You so quickly go, how?
I do age math a lot. I do like to figure out how old something or someone is. If someone says someone's age, like, oh, Jim Carrey just turned 58 or whatever, I immediately go like, oh, that means he was this in Ace Ventura when he did that movie.
Yeah.
That means I was this old when he was that old.
And
then I go like, so my age now is like when Jim Carrey was alive in 98.
Oh, he was like
I'm
in
in
his
I'm in
prime.
like the 98 of Jim Carrey's life.
I think that was like his peak too. Because after that, it was kind of like, yeah, he's in stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's very good.
Like, yeah, like it keeps going like in my head.
So like, when you do that, are you trying to make some connection as to like, where are you at?
I don't know what it's for. I just want to do it. I just want to know. So then a lot of times that'll just come out because I've already done some prior age math or whatever. Like, oh, because this was this year and you're this year, and then you subtract the numbers, you're this old. And I'll just have it on deck.
Speaking of autism, did you see the Tetris trailer that I sent you?
Yeah, I did.
Dude.
Got a little mad about it.
Why?
Because it could be good, but I feel like it's going to be like the story of Tetris, but told like Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yes.
And I hate that fucking movie.
I think it's more going to be like...
But like they could do like a Weird Al, the story of Weird Al version of Tetris, which could be good.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it really is up in the air. I'm going to see it because it's the Tetris movie.
Yeah.
But I'm really worried about the Bohemian Rhapsody
aspect of
possibility. Yeah. Because God, that movie was terrible. Fuck, that was bad.
I mean, when the living members like took control of it, it was like, oh, it's over.
Right.
Because Sacha Baron Cohen was
would have
supposed
made
to be
a great movie.
Yeah. Did you hear all that stuff?
Yes. It would have been a great movie.
So good.
But we can't have real stuff, I guess.
Yeah. Hearing Sacha Baron Cohen say, I want midgets with trays of cocaine on their heads.
Yes.
Like, that's
the stuff that happens.
Yeah.
Not like some shined up version of events. You know what I mean?
Like, rather than, showing that stuff, they just showed, oh, he probably had an addiction. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Kind of glossed over. Like, oh, wasn't he great?
Like,
wasn't he great, dude? It's like, we all have the music, dude. Don't worry about it.
Like Blow?
Oh, the Johnny Depp film.
Yeah.
2001. Don't Google it. I'm right.
But the way that they show how fucking insane that dude was.
Mm-hmm. I forget what who that was about.
Oh shit. God damn it.
Slip into the old job.
But like showing that dude was a good dude, but also a terrible dude. And you can have both.
Yeah, you can make mistakes and be a bad person.
Like Freddie Mercury, like I feel like you could be like, dude is a legend. The same way that people talk about, is it Nikki Sixx?
George Young.
George Young?
Yeah, George Young played by Johnny Depp.
But yeah, I think that it's the dude from Guns N' Roses.
What's that?
The dude from Guns N' Roses who could like
Slash?
No, I don't know. Nick Swartzen talks about this dude. I think his name's Nikki Sixx, but just the amount of
that's a Motley Crue guy.
Motley Crue, yeah. Motley Crue.
Mm-hmm.
They showed that movie and how fucking insane all those guys are. I don't recall anybody being mad about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think like Freddie Mercury's shit would have been tainted because we already know.
Yeah, I don't know the whole issue. Like Brian May or something just didn't want it to happen. If you want to watch a really good documentary about bands, check out VH1's Behind the Music. There was some great. I watched the Metallica one 50 times.
Dude, did you see the Boy George one?
Yes.
Oh my God.
What was the one with the guy? Def Leppard. Great one.
So I was in an alternative music class.
Yeah.
So in my class, there were so many degenerates that they were like, you guys can't handle being in band or choir. So we're making a new thing.
Nice.
Because of how dumb you guys are.
That's like a Disney film waiting to happen.
So they would play movies for us all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It seriously was like musical special ed.
Right. See, I was in that, but we didn't do music. We just like read short stories and had to do an essay, like a story, like summarize it.
Oh, okay.
To prove that you read it. And then it degenerated into, let's just play cribbage. That's got math in it.
But yeah, so this music teacher would just play VH1 behind the scenes stuff for us. She played the Boy George one.
Yeah.
And she stopped it, I think like 15 minutes in or something.
Really?
Because it was just about how Boy George was fucking people nonstop.
Nice.
But they would say shagging.
Oh, okay.
And Boy George was fucking the lead guitarist, but the lead guitarist was in the closet. So they asked him about it, and he's like, no. And then Boy George was like, yeah, we were shagging all the time, constantly. He wanted to hide it. And so, yeah, very funny. So yeah, she had to stop it. And then she gave up, and we got a new one who was like kind of a music teacher. She's more of like a substitute teacher that liked music.
Yeah. And
she was super cute. And everybody would be like, dude, our special ed music teacher is so fucking hot. And one time she was wearing a necklace of this tiny turtle. And I go, is that a polar bear? And she goes, no, it's a turtle, silly. And leaned down and showed me the necklace. And I was like,
straight up.
Cleavage City. I'm a pervert.
The 1992 film directed or made by Disney.
100%.
That's in the movie.
Yeah.
That's like a Sandlot moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very Sandlot. I had a kid who, because I had to leave early for a dentist appointment, and he was like, hey, you don't like brushing your teeth? And I was like, I don't know. And he goes, me either. And he smiled, and all of his teeth were like rotten.
Oh, shit.
I was like, oh my God, I'm brushing my teeth every fucking night from here until I die.
I'm not going to stop.
So yeah, it was very much like that, where you're like, look at all these fucking, like he wore ICP shit and like the Janko jeans and
real juggalo.
Real whoop whoop.
Milli Vanilli had a great episode too. Although
tragic.
Yes, because right after they filmed it, he committed suicide. So that it does end very sadly, but
yeah.
It's an interesting story.
Yeah. Speaking of which, actually, musically, how did you get into music? Like, who did you buy a guitar on your own, or did someone buy it for you? Like, when did that happen?
Music wise?
Yeah.
Music was when I was a kid, I listened just to stuff on the radio. Like 90s radio music.
Mm-hmm.
Like big memories for me are like TLC and
So I Creep. Yeah.
Collective Soul.
Ooh.
And then my mom had like Pink Floyd albums I'd listen to, and the Eagles I was really into.
Fuck yeah. Dude, I feel like every guitarist has a secret crush on the Eagles.
Yeah. That's how I got into music. Well, I got into music via the Lion King soundtrack, which was the first CD I had.
You are the second friend that I have that has said that.
Yeah.
We would go skating with this one dude, Jamie.
Yeah.
And this was the day where like people would have, iPod, like those tiny little earbud things.
Mm-hmm.
Like when it first started.
Yeah.
Every skater got in on it because they were like, this is my fucking theme music and I'm going to do this handrail, whatever.
No, it's great. It pumps you up.
But it would be like dubstep, rap, some type of like grunt, like shit that would make sense for skating.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy Jamie.
Dude, I cranked it all the way up.
Every now and then you'd be like, what are you listening to? And they'd pop it in your ear. And when he did that, I was like, what? You're about to try to go. Like the day that I found out, we were at this high school that it was like 30 stairs and the kinks of the rail. So it would go, kinks, ladies and gentlemen, is like an elbow of a rail, right? So stairs.
And an elbow of a rail is like when it bends, which is kind of like a kink.
Therefore, the kink. But so it goes stairs and then a level portion, stairs again, level portion. So he was doing this enormous, like 30 stair set of like just death kinks, like the sharpest ones I'd ever seen. And he's like, and the sun coming up, and some fire circle of life.
Yeah, I'm right there with that person. That's goosebumps for me.
So fucking funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna shred the gnar. I'm gonna gleam the cube to this Is what I'm gonna do.
But so where did the guitar part come in?
So then in like what was it? 8th grade, 7th or 8th grade, a friend of mine let me I got into the radio Metallica music.
Okay.
So I borrowed my friend's the Load album or Reload.
Oh, okay.
I was like, this shit fucking slaps. This shreds so hard. And then he's like, you ever heard their earlier music? And I'm like, no. And he gave me that. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is insanely good. And that's how I got into metal.
Ah.
And then I was just obsessed, fixated on metal. Which was convenient because new metal was the thing at the time. So I got into all that shit, like Korn and all that stuff.
Family Values Tour, baby.
And then a band called Fear Factory released Cars that cover Gary Newman's song.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that rocks. And I got the album specifically for that track. I will admit it.
Okay.
And I'm like, but the album crushes. And I'm like, what the fuck? I felt so fucking cool. I'm like, I listen to Fear Factory. You don't know who that is. It's just like all the time. I'm like System of a Down.
Oh my God.
And then when I was 18, I found out how to download music on the computer, on the old Napster or whatever was it. I think it was Napster. Maybe I was 17.
It went Napster and then LimeWire.
It was like I was like 17. I think Napster was still around. And then I started downloading stuff from I can't remember how I got into it, but I started downloading stuff from Scandinavia.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was like Children of Bodom and Did Newport Gear. I'm like, these guys all shred super hard. And then you just go down this rabbit hole where you find out like Children of Bodom is like a basic bitch band that niche. Like no one's heard of Children of Bodom, but in that niche, like everyone listens to them. They're like not cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you just keep going deeper into stuff no one's heard of, like two people.
Okay. I have to throw in, speaking of shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a tattoo artist that came and guest spotted at the shop.
Mm-hmm.
And I came in one day and it was Viking like war music. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? This is playing in the shop. And I'm like, what is this? And this dude's like, oh, it's a Norwegian, whatever word when something. He was like, I'm learning Norwegian. And it just was so sick that I was like, all right, well, I guess I got to start downloading this shit.
Mm-hmm.
2 nights ago, I'm closing the shop by myself and I'm like, I'm going to turn that Viking shit back on. So I turn the Viking shit on. I come in the next day and it's still playing because nobody just wanted to change it. Like,
yeah.
Everyone's too lazy. They're like, somebody will change it at some point, but nobody did.
They're just listening to it because it's on.
So I come in and I'm listening to this music play and a song comes on that I was listening to in the radio. And I was like, I was just listening to this. And it's like the most insane genre of like, oh, dude, I fucking rock out to this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
This, I'll play a little bit. It'd be funny if it got a copyright strike because it's so fucking random.
Sure.
Eivor Palsdottir. Trollbuden. Right?
Sounds like some God of War shit. Yeah, it sounds like God of War.
It's just one lady and a drum. And that's the song that I went, oh shit, this is my jam.
Yeah. Like, this is your jam, huh?
Like the same way that somebody would be like, this is how we do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh shit, I was just listening to this.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
I'm like, dude, Trendle preferred them living.
Yeah, Flangen Form Farm. One of the troll bosses from the 2018 God of War. But yeah, then got a job, started getting money. One of the things I wanted to do was get a guitar. I did get a guitar for Christmas when I was 16, acoustic guitar.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah,
okay.
That's how I got it. I asked for a guitar, got an acoustic guitar. Was a little bummed. Still tried to learn how to play Master of Puppets on it. Very difficult. I started trying to learn how to read music, but I couldn't
Oh, dude.
fix my attention on it, so I couldn't learn it.
do you remember when like tabs started coming out?
That's when I found like Metal Guitar Magazine.
Mm.
You'd go in there and they'd have tabs. And that's when I
What?
learned what a tab was.
I didn't know that they did it in magazines.
Well, I mean, I was 16, man. The internet wasn't that rad yet.
I thought it was an internet thing.
No, they was in magazines. Yeah.
What
I was
the
like,
fuck?
I was like, dude, I can read this. This makes sense. String. There we go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's so funny because I remember my dad wanted to learn some song and he would use the computer and it would take forever, obviously. And he would print out, he has like 3 or 4 binders full of tabs and chords. But I remember seeing that and being like 6 and 7. The fuck is that?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, that's where you put your finger.
You're just like, fuck, that's like unlocks everything for me.
There's a map?
Mm-hmm.
What? Yeah, it was fucking insane.
Yeah.
So, okay. So you so you start with acoustic.
Yeah. And then when I get my own money, I'm like, I'm going to buy one. So I bought a Warlock. It came with this tiny, shitty amp. And then like a year later, I bought a big, like Line 6 amp.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I was like, this is cool. But I still didn't really play all that much. I would just do what I knew and then turn it off.
Okay.
And then later on, I got a better guitar because I thought like maybe if I got a better guitar, I'd do it more or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't happen. And that's been my relationship with music ever since. That exact loop.
Do you remember when it like, or did it even register that it clicked that you could figure out songs like fairly quickly?
No.
That's what's super interesting to me because I remember letting you fuck around with the bass, but you doing a Tool song.
Yeah.
Just kind of like, oh yeah, you do this and then you do this and then you do this and like.
Well, I had learned that tab before.
But you transferred it to bass.
Yeah.
Which
isn't it on bass?
Is it?
I think so.
Oh, so
sounds like it.
You learned it. Wait. So you learned it on guitar first?
I did learn it on guitar first.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Like, my brother can do it too, to where he can like listen to the radio and go, "Oh, that's," and he starts doing.
I can't do any of that.
You are a liar.
I can't do that.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the many frustrations of my life is Mara saying she can't do things musically, and then she'll do the thing, and I'll be like, I fucking told you could do it.
I don't know. The main problem is being able to fix my attention on it for long enough for anything to come out.
That's what the guitar, like buying better shit makes sense to me because it's the same thing with skating. Like I progressed with like every iteration of skate that I would buy because it made me feel like cooler. And when you walk around and you're not cool, and then you find this magic thing that all I have to do is hold this or wear this, or you know what I mean? Like, and then I transform into this other fucking cool thing. When you buy another guitar, like I got way better when I bought this guitar.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that can happen though, because it feels a little bit better.
But there's this thing where you go, I want to show up for that. I want to like earn how cool this is. Because I watch other people using the exact same thing and I'm like, they fucking rip. And so I want to be able to do the thing. So like with skates, like I'd buy shit and be like, all right, what tricks did I see this person do in these skates?
Oh, okay.
And then I'd be like, I've got to be able to do it. There's something about you start to see your feet in the position of how they did the thing and how fucking rad it looked. And once you unlock that thing, when you roll away from it, you're like, holy shit, that feels amazing.
Okay.
So likewise, with the guitar, when you buy the new thing and you figure out how to get that tone, like you made a Metallica preset on my pedal. Once you figure that shit out and you start to do the thing, you're like, oh yeah. And now I just
Man, I don't know. For me, it was like if I figure something out, I'm just like, oh, I did it.
That's
task complete. Next thing.
So the only thing that I've seen you get like excited for are games.
Yeah. They get my attention.
Because, like, you've shown me
Unfortunately.
so many things in the world of music that I'm like, oh my God, this is fucking sick.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, yeah. And then you can do this, and then you do this. But you're so ready to do another thing because you are. I already know.
I want to do. Yeah.
I already know that. I already know this shit. I know what to do.
It had my attention long ago. And
then you play a game of Tetris.
Yeah.
And you can be fixated for 8 hours.
At least, yeah.
So as like you progressed like musically, did you ever play in a band or anything?
No. I mean, I played at people's house, like in a garage, and
you like jam with people?
Yeah.
So it goes more in line with that whole task thing, like, can I play with a drummer? Can I play with a
It's fun to play with a drummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's super interesting though. Like to have that
writing a song, I don't know, I don't really want to do it.
Which is hilarious to me. Because that's all I want to do.
Mm-hmm. Like with the MPC, I always like getting the sounds in there, and then I'll record like just a loop. Like, that was fun. And I just turn it off.
Oh my God.
And then you get all like upset.
Dude, watching you just basically
hitting the delete button,
pull something into the trash can.
Yeah.
Was like blew my fucking mind. Because when I first started doing all like the music stuff on my computer, I got a new MIDI board, by the way.
I saw that, yeah. Immediately saw that.
You like how I have the cheat codes on there?
Love it. Perfect. Is it good?
Yeah. Oh, it's
the keys
fucking
feel
sick.
all right.
It has action keys on there,
At least
so I
feel
don't.
Good.
Yes. Very responsive. There's a ton of shit that you could do with it, like those bending.
Yep.
Pitch
in the mod.
Pitch in the mod. Super fucking rad. But the thing is like when I do that, like I have endless like files of shit that I'm like, oh, this sounds cool. I better keep it.
Mm-hmm.
And you just go, hey, look at this cool sound I made.
Yeah.
Let's loop it, see if I can mix some more shit. And then it reaches its
it's the end point for
finality.
Me. Yeah.
And then you just go, whew, glad I did
cool.
that. And then
yeah.
And I'm like,
what am I saving it for?
I don't know. Why am I saving it?
Yeah, I don't know. Because I used to have that like I should save stuff mentality, and then I'm like, what am I saving it for?
That's so funny. You know what I could see is you having a bunch of cassette tapes with shit on it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I did try to figure that out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I had a 4-track cassette recorder.
I didn't know that.
But like I couldn't get it to work right, so I sold it.
They're annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, there's a reason we moved on from that technology. I'll admit. I just think it's cool.
I've watched producers like try to use those things.
Yeah.
Like now, like new producers, right?
Right. Yeah. Good luck.
And being like, this fucking blows.
How did anyone do anything? Yeah, basically. Because they all got like Fruity Loops. It's just like you can do everything in there.
Oh my God.
But I still get into like musical equipment and stuff, and I still buy it.
You played, was it Bloodborne? And you accidentally finished the game without realizing that you couldn't do the extended thing? DLC.
Yeah.
So like, are patches and shit like that like DLCs for music for you? Does that make sense?
Like making a sound?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's kind of like how I got into sculpting for a month, and I made like 2 cool statues, and then I just stopped.
Makes sense.
Maybe I'll make something in the future. I don't know. I don't have any control over it.
Ah. So
I have the music stuff on hand because maybe I want to use it in the future, and then I'll have it.
That's super interesting. So it's like you already have it saved. You have the completed mission, and you can go back and play from that starting point.
Well, I learned whatever from doing it. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
I can probably just do it again later. Yeah.
Oh, that's so rad. I love that because.
And I write down stuff in my phone. I'm like, I'm like, oh, you need to sample that little drum break from Jack and Diane.
That's so funny.
That would sound pretty. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Do you know the story behind that?
No, you know what I'm talking. Hold on. I don't think we're talking about the same thing. Are you talking about Phil Collins?
No. There's a drum break in.
I thought you were doing a Phil Collins drum thing.
I mean, it sounds similar, right? You're talking about when it's just the drums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard as fuck.
So,
I want to find it. Let's get the viewers in on it.
Yeah. What the fuck is that? John Mellencamp?
Yeah.
So, John Mellencamp and the producer hired a drummer to record that album.
Okay.
So there's this documentary called Hired Guns. Fucking sick. And they go, hey, we need a drum break to like a bridge, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know what to call it. I never learned that shit.
To get us to this next part.
Maryland rock, Maryland roll.
Yes.
Yeah.
The drum section right before that.
Yep.
So they were like, all right, we need you to do the thing. And the guy, the way he described it, he's like, I was shitting my pants.
Sure.
I'm walking up to my kit and I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do? I have no idea.
Nice.
And he was like, fucking, what did they call it? Cannon shot? You know, like those big drum sounds?
Yeah.
It used in like a lot of drum machines. He was like, I'm going to try to do that. And that's how he came up with that little break. So yeah, that like, he wanted that like super hard, like, so that's why he did that. He was like, I guess just go hard as fuck. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Which for that song doesn't deserve that drum break.
You know, I've been listening to the River radio station, and it plays a lot of 80s music. It's it's like easy listening or some shit.
Okay.
And I'm realizing how hard in the 80s like they did these like breaks. Like they go fucking insane. Like let me see if I can find the one I'm thinking of.
So if you listen or if you watch Sound City,
yeah, we've watched that before.
They talk about like how the reason why the 80s was just chock full of that shit is basically two guys recording drum samples onto a thing.
Yeah.
And every hair metal band going, we want that shit. Like the cannon fire fucking hard as hell drum shots.
Yeah, and then it's like my favorite era of music for production because everything's like dripping, like reverb wise. It's like, where are they recording this? Like a cave? Yeah, I love that stuff. And the synths were very synthy. What the fuck was that, man? That I cranked when I heard that in the radio, and I was like, what is going on? I just cranked it all the way up. I'm like, this is fucking awesome.
God damn it, that's so funny.
So yeah, I've just been paying attention to like the instrumental tracks. None of these songs, it went off.
Yeah.
Is that cocaine?
It had to be.
Gotta be.
Well, heroin started around that time too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mixed
with alcohol.
Okay. I feel like that's more cocaine though.
Definitely cocaine. Well, producers.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Cocaine for sure.
All right, here's what we're doing. Like, for what song are we doing? Like, I don't know, some mall chick. All right, we're going in. But yeah, the drum machines were very drum machine. Like, not like because they didn't figure out like how to make them very natural, so they hit differently. And then the synths were obviously like what you just heard.
That's
very
synth. That's where the reverb comes in because they're like, well, how do we make it sound like it's not like a sharp fucking cut?
Exactly. Yeah, it kind of makes the wave
that's
fall off differently. Yeah.
You're one of my favorite human beings in the world because you're such a like, what are they called? Like those mystery like puzzle things. I don't know.
Yes, a mystery puzzle.
You're one of those mystery puzzle things.
Love those.
You are the game Clue. We're trying to find out who you murdered.
Mm-hmm.
But so like just the approach that you have to everything.
Okay.
So even your approach to music is kind of dry in the same way that your approach to humor is dry.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can do the thing, but you better fucking get it like the first go round. Like the way that you're willing to, just let a loop go is like, you got it, right? You heard it? All right, we're done with it. But like, I mean, obviously you have insane callback capabilities, but
Yeah. I feel like I'm getting to an age where it's gonna start to be like Dennis Miller-y.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Even saying just that is very Dennis Miller. Like referencing Dennis Miller in 2023 is a very like Dennis Miller thing to do.
Ice Age 1, 2, 3, and 4.
He was in that.
Right? We think of the same guy?
Dennis Miller?
Pointy nose? Or you think, is that the Saturday Night Live guy?
Saturday Night Live guy. Yeah, that fucking nerd. Yeah. I thought I was like really unique for liking that guy.
Yeah. Apparently he was an asshole.
He is still currently a big piece of shit. Do not recommend.
But yeah, so I mean, you became like kind of a recluse for what, like 5 years?
I don't know.
It was because it was like 2 years before you realized I need to transition.
Mm-hmm.
This shit is getting old. And yeah, and then it kind of molded into that 5-year thing, and then it started to change. And we're like, oh hey, Mara's here. She's around. She draws things and posts pictures of ferrets.
Mm-hmm.
And then I bugged you, and it was like watching you like realize, I don't know, like it goes back to that whole production thing. Things can be funny. Like you get to do a whole new level of the shit that you find funny.
Mm-hmm.
And because we can do cuts and zoom ins and shit like that, like you get to do a different aspect of the shit that like, oh yeah. Like things are, you can do funny. You can do dry shit and it just kind of falls off. But now, like with Dude Absolutely, you got to do this thing where like,
yeah, that was really fun.
I get to implement the shit that like is insane, like all the like the weird 90s references.
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah.
Was it Reading Rainbow? Was that the transition thing?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's just rad to watch all that shit. And then we had to stop it because somebody got a big boy job while we still get to be pieces of shit.
What? A big boy job? At the tattoo place?
No, not me.
Oh.
The other person got a big boy job. And they got scurred.
Oh, right, yeah.
Of the things.
Repercussions.
Repercussions. We're more percussions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We need oh, nice. So I mean, when it comes to shit that you find funny now, like is there anything that like catches you, like shit that you watch that you're like, yes, this is funny?
TikTok.
Really?
There is some stuff on TikTok that'll hit me right in the fun zone.
Because I've like watching back, I've gotten you to laugh twice.
Yeah, and I can tell you one of them right now, and it's Dendal.
Dendal.
I still think about Dendal.
Especially now that Barbie movie's coming out.
Yeah.
And the Battletoads.
Battletoads, yeah. Battletoads has a special place in my heart. Yeah. So yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I was thinking about that as I'm like, because I'm trying to find shit like to watch now, because I stayed up until 4 a.m. and watched an entire season of some secret agent bullshit.
Yeah.
So once I get a thing, I have to watch the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Which is nice with anime because some of them have like
that's like an ADHD
episodes.
thing, isn't it?
Oh yeah, the fixation, for sure.
I'm not diagnosed, but I still can relate to that.
But yeah, I was just curious as to like if you watch show, so it's TikTok is like where you find the gold now.
Definitely. Like, now that I think about it, yeah, it's definitely on there. I don't watch movies or TV shows.
Interesting.
So I watch like YouTube videos, but usually the YouTube videos are I'm just listening to some of the worst people talk to each other.
So like what kind of TikToks? Like is there anybody you follow right now that you're like?
Well, I mean, I shared them on here, like PDUSA and
oh my god, PDUSA.
I forget the kid's name. He did the first one I remember seeing was the one where he made his friend a sandwich, but he's playing both characters.
Oh my god, yes.
So I hear him made you a sandwich, I was like, for me?
Devin.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Holy shit, that kid's funny.
Yeah. Or the Subway sandwich one, order one was really funny too. Something about him and sandwiches. He's just right on it.
Somebody made I don't know if it's anti-Semitic specifically.
They said, what did they say?
So they were playing some beer game where there's teams.
Yeah.
And they were doing something where they named their team like Jew-Holocaust, something like Jewish mixed with Holocaust.
Yeah.
Wasn't super clever.
Oh, and you were talking about the brought to you by Holocaust guy.
Yes. And I described to them how that whole thing works. But the only thing I couldn't remember was the gas thing. So it was free tattoo with lifetime membership, and then gas on site or something like that.
The on-site gas station.
On-site gas station.
Yeah.
That's for some reason I kept fucking it up, and I was like,
because they have those at like Sam's Club and stuff. Yeah.
So yeah, just your the way that you find a thing and then can build on it.
I know what you're saying. Yeah,
is wild. Because I mean, it's
but that's like a thing. Like the association just happens because that's how my mind works, I guess. And then I could write it down, and then I could think of different things about it.
So were you doing that before the show?
Yeah,
you would make notes and stuff.
Yeah,
fucking fantastic. Which is another
for no
thing.
reason.
Funnily,
yeah, funnily
enough, Seinfeld.
They use them when they make those cakes.
Seinfeld just has banker's boxes full of notes of shit that he hadn't done on stage, but just continuously would write.
Yeah, like just habitually writing these notes. Yeah.
So
I guess in that respect, I do keep those, and I don't need them. So there you go. That's my music idea loops that I guess I do keep.
Interesting. So that makes me so happy.
Yeah,
we should write a book.
A book?
Yeah, dude.
Can you imagine where that book ends compared to where it starts?
Dude, like just
editor's just like, I can't.
Like what are those like tall tales and like short stories? Like, did you ever see the Ballad of Buster Scruggs?
No.
Oh man. So the who are those twins that are producers?
Olsen twins.
Coen brothers. So Coen brothers did a series of short stories.
What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, when?
Oh my god, I can't believe you haven't seen it.
No.
Incredible. Yeah, dude.
Yes, please.
Fucking
I'm
awesome.
a big fan.
It's very good. Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Yeah, the title's not grabbing me. That's why. Like, why would I watch that? That's funny. Ballad. 2018 Western anthology film. God, I love anthologies.
I didn't know that's what they were called.
Yeah.
Anthology. So like Guillermo del Toro did an anthology.
Tales from the Crypt.
Same thing.
Yeah.
You do
Black Mirror.
Anthology version of, you basically do the moth joke, but in like 30 chapters.
Yeah.
The same way that like an episode of Dude Absolutely, it would be an hour to punchline. Like you did a tear list.
Yeah, the second one.
And you hid the fact that your jeans were torn for hours.
Because we were like, hey, you want to get on the trampoline? I'm like, no, I got a joke. I got a joke lined up. I don't need to spoil it.
Yeah, dude.
Just kind of sitting a certain way.
So fucking funny. You do the same thing with a book. It's just, I'm crossing my legs until the end of the chapter.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm gonna, what the fuck is that movie where the lady like famously like uncrosses her legs?
Oh yeah.
Because they're interrogating her or whatever.
What was that? Like, I'm trying to think of the movies like Fatal Attraction and fucking 90s are killing. Because it was Sharon Stone.
Yes.
Basic Instinct?
Yes. God, nice. Okay. Very good.
I have to look it up then.
But yeah, you just Basic Instinct each chapter. And then yeah, at the end of every chapter, everybody's like, oh, she's gonna uncross her leg. Oh my god. Have you written anything lately?
Don't think so. Let me check.
Because I have.
I might have like some combination of words.
I'll even throw the Pokemon, it's Pikachu fucking thing in here. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're getting a taste of a crossover because.
Who's that Pokemon?
It's Pikachu!
Test that premise.
Remember Zach Sobiek? He was the
Twitter guy?
up in the clouds.
Okay, yeah.
That kid that had cancer and
they
made a documentary
right.
about him. If you watch that documentary, he recorded a goodbye video for his family. And he says all this heartfelt shit to all of his family members, except for his sister.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, Jessica, remember to roll the tube at the back of the toothpaste when you're brushing your teeth.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. And I just thought, like, what a fuck you to his sister to be like, hey, I know you're super irresponsible, so I want you to not waste toothpaste anymore. Before I die, I want you to know that you're a wasteful bitch.
My God.
And I need you to roll the toothpaste from the back of the tube. It's been driving me crazy on my deathbed. I want you to know. Or actually from Beyond the Grave, because they watched the video after he died.
Oh, right.
So from Beyond the Grave.
Posthumously.
Yes.
Getting shit on, just getting wrecked.
His brother, her brother was like, this drove me fucking nuts, and I have to tell you. And she just had to be like, no, I love you, or any of that shit?
No, the most recent thing I have in here is just when I was trying to help you come up with stuff for the penis thing.
Which was fantastic.
That was fun, yeah.
Still nobody subscribed. I just posted a video of a camel eating my backpack.
Although I do have about 1 million tier list ideas that I never used.
Oh, really?
Tier resistible?
Oh my God.
I was gonna have like wombats and ferrets and dogs greeting their humans after a long absence.
Oh my God.
Grogu, Pikachu. I think the rating system, the bottom rating system was gonna be custom, and the bottom one was gonna be a newborn human. Some of these, like, they're obviously I'm never gonna be able to figure it out, but I left them in there, like XXX Tentiertion.
Oh
yeah, like the hip hop guy.
yeah.
Cryptier currency.
Ooh. And so that would be like the cryptocurrency, like what cryptocurrency is it worth?
I have no notes under it.
Oh, that's fine.
I hadn't built on that one. I hadn't explored it. It just was
fantastic.
like, that could be something because it was relevant.
Did I tell you my threesome joke?
No.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I have to say,
yes,
this one is so specific to me and my hate for movies that I saw in the theater in 2005. I was going to make you rate them all.
Specifically movies from 2005?
Yeah, they were, it was tier 1005 was the list.
That's incredible.
Yeah, White Noise, Just Friends, Robots.
Oh, Just Friends.
And then I wasn't going to name them their actual names. I was going to name them, because I'll do like reviews of movies where I just change the title of the movie. So like I saw Elektra. Remember Elektra?
Yeah.
An old comic book movie from 2005.
Horrible.
Electrash. Robots was Robots. Bore of the Worlds.
Oh.
Hide and Seek, Be Cool. I couldn't think of ones for all of them yet.
Wait,
so.
Be Cool. Is that the John Travolta?
It's a sequel.
Oh.
To Get Shorty.
Get Shorty. Yeah, that's what it was. Because The Rock was in it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had a whole bunch of people in it. It was a huge advertisement for the Sidekick. Remember that flip out phone?
Oh my God.
With the keyboard on
Mhm.
it? Yeah. They would just zoom in on it saying Sidekick. Gladiators. Anyway, sorry.
Wait. What was it going to be called?
What?
Shit. Tier 1005, is that what you said?
Yeah.
But what was the one before that? Pull your thing out again. You had Tier Resistible.
Yeah, Tier Resistible. The cute stuff.
We could just every now and then have you come on and we just have a Tier Resistible segment.
I thought of bringing one today, but I worked too much to work on it.
I get it.
It was going to be a retirement.
Oh. Do you know my dad is retiring this summer?
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder if I had any notes on that one.
We're fucking psyched.
Because I did think of way early on. I thought like, what if there's a last one? It could be retirement.
Oh my God. We'll talk about it after the show, but I have many thoughts. But okay. So we used to do this segment called oh my God, I can't even remember what it was called now. Premise.
Yeah, test that premise.
Test that premise. So Kim and I finally had a threesome. We were sitting, we locked eyes, and I was like, "Are we doing this?" And she was like, "We're doing this." So she got out her phone, I got out my phone, we're making phone calls. 45 minutes later, Domino's shows up. Leanne Chin. Olive Garden. We banged out all 3 of them in one night. I didn't think I was going to last, but I was able to finish with everybody else. It's a fat joke because the threesome was, we ordered 3 different restaurants.
Does that work anymore?
I don't know.
Oh, does that fly with you now?
The threesome joke?
Fat joke.
Fat jokes, yes.
Okay.
I'm still good with fat jokes.
Just it still like applies though.
I mean, it's starting to.
Yeah.
I almost hit 170 again, and I went, whoops.
Got into the sugar.
Yeah, big
Oh,
time.
someone left the sugar.
Kim
out.
kept bringing cookie crumble home, and I'm like, God damn it.
Are those expensive?
They're expensive. Also, horrible for you. Very dense. It's like a cake.
They gotta be mostly fat, I'm guessing, because they're kind of soft ones, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And loaded with, oh my God. I could go on and on about those. I have a premise where I want to talk about being called a faggot for the first time in Minnesota.
Yeah, with that specific
Yeah.
accent. Yeah.
With that accent and being like, I can't even be offended. Right
Yeah.
now.
I'm a little disarmed by the way you said that.
But the joke being, so somebody calls me a faggot, and I'm like, what? What'd you say? And he's like, yeah, you're being a fucking faggot. And I'm like, you're saying it wrong. And then them being like, how are you supposed to say it? And then me being like,
Wow.
I
Anyway, there's an emphasis that you're not. I can't.
But that being the joke, right? Where I'm
Mhm.
like, you're supposed to.
Hmm.
And just making noises, and then me going, you know what? You're right. I am a faggot.
Got me.
You fucking got me. So you know that piercers can get certain licenses borderline being surgeons.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can label it a modification. So you can literally get chunks of your ear cut off. You can get parts of your finger removed. If it's not a full finger removal.
No, I've seen like the guy that wants to just be like an alien. He has 3 fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a piercer from Minnesota moved to Texas. He can do vasectomies.
What the fuck?
Insane, right?
You just watch a YouTube video?
I don't fucking know. But so piercers have this weird, like, there's these little loopholes where they can get in and do like these surgeries.
What's the name again?
What do you mean?
There was a name for it.
I mean, body mods.
It was like a flesh sculptor or something.
Yeah. Scarification. So yeah, they can literally take a scalpel and cut off chunks of your skin to make shapes,
Yeah.
and it's not considered like surgery or anything. It's fucking wild. So you could do all this stuff, right? So as a piercer now, I could get a license to remove my finger, and I don't have to consult anyone. But if somebody wants to transition,
There's a lot of hoops, yeah.
so it's fun. Like, that's the world that we live in, where somebody could cut their ears to look like an elf, remove fingers, but don't you even think about pissing in the girls' room.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm a fucking elf over here trying to piss, and what are you doing here? You're in the wrong bathroom. This bathroom is for mythical creatures only.
yeah. This is the yeah. This is the Elfheim broom. You want to know why I was late? I was fighting a fucking elf.
Yeah.
I just told Kiddo that he's a god. That's how far I am. That's how far I am.
Oh, he's about to get fucked up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
About to be a little evil shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I saw a preview of that when I played Ragnarok.
Oh, okay.
Because I have like 25 hours in Ragnarok.
Holy shit.
And I saw he had like a dream where he saw himself as a kid being a little asshole. I'm like, oh, I gotta.
Atreus.
Yeah. But yeah, they took the Elfheim boss and then they put him in a mine. And I was fighting the mine version. In the mine version, this fucker has friends that jump out from off screen. And what's funny is both times I fought this guy, I cheesed them both times by accident. I recorded them both because I thought that was funny. The first time he got stuck on the ground, and it was so funny. Like I could have went up there and started hitting him, but I thought it was so funny that I just let Atreus shoot him to death.
Oh my god!
He would just sit there flopping around. And then before I came here, right before I left, because I finally beat his ass, I was like, you know what? This run, I'm gonna focus more on the guys he sends in. I'm gonna try and send him off the edge.
Yeah.
I just untarget him, like, don't kill me, bro. And I go run after the other guys, and I'm starting to launch them, and I'm not seeing the indicator that someone's gonna attack from behind, the boss.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, don't attack me then. And I keep throwing the guys off, and I kill them all. And I turn around, he's just gone. He just left.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I win.
That's so fucking funny.
It's the same guy.
Landon and I had an argument about whether Asgard was destroyed or not.
What?
Last night, I went and picked them up from a friend's house.
Yeah.
And
was that like Ragnarok stuff?
yeah, well, I mean, that's the whole tale of Ragnarok. Like every single iteration of
I
it is
see.
Asgard gets destroyed.
Yeah.
But I didn't think that Asgard got destroyed in the game because they changed shit.
Okay.
Because there's all those villagers and like people.
Well, I don't know the story.
It's a whole
I
thing.
haven't like had it unfold before my eyes here yet, but I'll learn it
It's
eventually.
the same in like every iteration
Because they
of
always,
that story. So
yeah.
the story is always either Surtur or that wolf comes and fucking destroys Asgard.
Okay.
And then some people escape. Or everyone fucking dies. So this game does a version of that.
Okay. So what is
And-
it like Wreck-It Ralph? They just like move into other arcade games?
Yes.
Is that right?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Landon said something like, too bad there's no gods left in the game. And I was like, oh, there are. What do you mean? There's the Asgardians.
Mhm.
And he's like, Asgard doesn't exist. And I'm like, Asgard's still there, man. And so we're having this like super nerd argument. I'm like, no, dude, the Asgardians are gods. And he's like, no, they're humans. I'm like, no, some of them are humans. Those are indentured servants. And he's like, oh, yeah. So like just super dorky argument. And then finally we're like, okay.
How do they eliminate all the gods?
They don't. That was my thing. So that's
Why would he think that? There's no gods left.
because Asgard was destroyed.
Interesting.
So his thing
So the
was,
game ends with what?
I don't want to.
Okay, you don't have to. I won't make you do it. I know it makes you feel that. It's just I'm not going to see this shit for 200 more hours or whatever. Because I got to go to the mine and get a fucking hammer for
Yeah.
the blue guy. I still got to get the other guy is Whetstone, the skinny guy. Sindri.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't found my damn tier pants. Where are my tier pants at? I got the top. I got the wrists. Give
Yeah.
me the pants. Or the skirt or whatever.
It is really funny that like a leather skirt increases your armor by like 50
It's
points.
so funny, yeah.
What? Makes no fucking sense. Yeah, dude, it's such a fun fucking game. But yeah, it is funny that like, yeah, every time Landon
Did you
would
play it on
find,
baby mode?
yeah.
Did
Well,
you?
no, actually, I lied. I sat there while Landon played it.
I was gonna say it sounds like that's what happened. That you didn't play it. What did he play it on?
He played it on hard. He didn't play it on God level or whatever.
That's what I'm on. Okay.
So he played it on hard.
Yeah.
So it took a while,
Yeah.
but
You're still gonna get killed a lot.
every time a chest would come up, he'd be like,
Give me the loot.
if I didn't play the song, he'd be like, Dad. And I'm like, oh shit, sorry. Give it a loot. Give it a loot.
Sometimes there's
I'm
like
a bad
there's
man.
like fucking 10 chests in an area. You're just one after the other.
So sometimes, yeah, I would do that. I would restart it every single time. But then I got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm just gonna isolate
for the big boys.
Well, no, I would just isolate the give me the loot part.
Oh, I see.
Because I would start. It is fun to like when we're coming up on a chest, and I would see it
Yeah.
that beginning. like the flute thing,
Okay.
because it's like ominous, and like poof, and then yeah, Notorious B.I.G. helping us unlock and
500 times.
it was sick as fuck, dude. Yeah, I played it a bazillion times.
Okay, how about if you were on the lake and there was like the glowy areas
Mhm,
and you
mhm.
reach in, or you got to get a thing off a tree. Did you do it then?
Every time.
Nice.
Every time that there was a
Just a million times.
like if you would smash like pottery,
mm-hmm.
you can smash up the pottery.
Yeah, get
I'd
some
be,
hacks over.
I'd be like, all right, give me the loot.
It's going down.
So yeah, I played it over and over. The only slightly serious thing that I wanted to do when you came over
hmm
was apologize for not like fully committing to the other show that we were going to do.
That's okay. Here's the thing. I can relate to that.
Okay.
Like, yeah, you had it like you set your sight to it. You really were into it. You committed these hours, and then you just stopped.
I just stopped.
I've done it. I do it.
It was one of those things where like, I mean, it's still, I mean, we're both at points now where like we don't fucking have time to,
It's hard.
the amount of time that it would take to
Yeah.
pump out those shows would be
Yeah.
fucking insane.
Yeah.
But
I think the only way we could do anything would be via Twitch.
yes,
We'd have to
exactly.
just be like, we're playing games and then turn it off. No editing unless you want to make a clip.
H3 style, where
Yeah.
they have like 6 people on deck to be able to throw a
Mhm.
GIF in or like
Yeah.
sound bites and shit like that. Like,
Yeah.
which I mean, we're both smart enough. Could do it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, yeah, because I remember being like so like viscerally ready to just
Mm-hmm.
go balls deep on that thing, because you watch shows like that do well. And even if it didn't, it goes back to that production thing where like I can go back and watch old episodes of Dude Absolutely and
Yeah.
still laugh my
It's
ass
fun.
off.
Yeah. I do it too.
Because we like committed to the bit.
Yeah.
And when you can watch the bit to its finality, it's just so like gratifying.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, I'm sorry. And I love you.
I accept. I don't love you though. I do love you. I do love you.
I remember the first time you said I love you back. I was
Yeah.
like, yes!
Yeah, it was
You're like running away. I love you.
Yeah.
Dude, this is fun as fuck. I could do this for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to come back on.
Yeah. I'll just
We're gonna
come
do
back
some
in
shit.
periodically. Sure.
Fuck yeah. Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah.
You fucking rule.
Nice.
And to the listeners, be well to yourselves.